Arius, a roughly 4-month-old kitten, found himself facing harsh weather conditions, with the prospect of it only worsening as winter approached. Fortunately, rescuers were vigilant for strays during that icy December. Arius and his companions were discovered huddled together for warmth, just as the ground began to freeze overnight. Located in Wisconsin, Arius was taken to a shelter by the year's end. He sported a beautiful ginger coat, and in a matter of weeks, he gained enough weight to make his fur soft and shiny, much like the other rescue animals. With some love and care, Arius thrived, except for one concern. Animal shelters have a limited capacity to house and care for these animals. While he was safe through the winter, Arius would need a foster or forever home in the future. The Wisconsin Humane Society, mindful of the time constraints, acted swiftly to secure foster homes for their animals, thanks to word of mouth and outreach. Remarkably, the entire group of cats, including Arius, found foster homes, some of which turned into forever homes. Alana, a compassionate woman, was among those who stepped up to offer a permanent home to Arius. When she visited the shelter, Arius immediately gravitated towards her, much to the staff's surprise. Previously hesitant to interact with humans, Arius showed a natural affinity towards Alana, as if they were long-lost friends. Recognizing Arius's need for a caring home, Alana, already the proud owner of a small dog named Cisco, welcomed him into her life. With experience in animal care and fostering, Alana was well prepared to provide Arius with the love and support he needed. As she planned to settle down and start a family, Alana had already purchased a spacious home where Arius and Cisco could roam freely. Alana's home was designed to be both pet and family-friendly, providing the perfect environment for Arius. However, she soon realized that the transition for Arius would be challenging. The process of getting Arius ready for the car trip home was exhausting. He was reluctant to leave the shelter and required a considerable amount of encouragement. It took Alana over an hour and half a bag of treats to coax Arius into the carrier and into the car. During this time, Arius became increasingly vocal, meowing and crying loudly, indicating his discomfort with the situation. Concerned for Arius' well-being, Alana returned to the shelter to seek assistance from an employee. She wanted to ensure that she was doing everything she could to make the transition as smooth as possible for the cat. The shelter employee examined Arius and reassured Alana that he was physically healthy, although emotionally distressed, which was not uncommon in such situations. The employee explained that big changes, like moving to a new home, can be very unsettling for animals like Arius. Arius appeared to be frightened, and Alana patiently spent some time in her vehicle with him, hoping he would acclimate to her scent and realize he was safe. While his mewing would intermittently quiet down, it never ceased completely. Eventually, Alana had to leave, waiting until Arius seemed tired and his mewing became a quiet whimper. She carefully drove him home and brought him inside. Upon arriving home, Arius continued to meow and cry throughout the day, only stopping when he finally fell asleep. Alana's house had a spare room that would eventually serve as a nursery, but for now it provided the perfect space for Arius. Stocked with water, toys, and treats, Alana let the ginger cat make himself at home in the spare room, recognizing that having his own space could help him relax and feel more comfortable. However, Arius didn't like being left alone any more than he liked being in moving cars. If left alone in the spare room, he would begin to yowl and scratch at the walls. Alana tried various tactics to help soothe Arius, understanding that he preferred not to be alone. Alana tried to shower Arius with love and affection, bringing a beanbag chair into the spare room so she could sit near the floor, allowing Arius to approach her at his own pace. Over time, the small cat tentatively cuddled with Alana as she sat in the soft chair, providing a brief respite from his crying. However, despite Alana's efforts, Arius's crying persisted, becoming increasingly unsustainable as the days went by. Alana found herself only getting relief when the kitten slept, but she couldn't neglect her work and other responsibilities. Determined to help Arius, she purchased comfort items such as stuffed animals, blankets, and sensory-friendly toys. She even attempted to separate Arius from her dog, Cisco, but this only seemed to exacerbate his distress. Feeling desperate, Alana turned to the shelter for advice. She explained the situation and sought guidance from the professionals, hoping to find a solution to soothe Arius' deep despair. Alana found herself grappling with a situation she had never encountered before, wondering if Arius' behavior was normal or if there was a serious underlying issue. The thought of the poor cat being in pain weighed heavily on her, and she knew she couldn't bear that possibility. Fortunately, she was able to connect with a senior staff member from the shelter over the phone who had cared for Arius when he first arrived. Although the staff member wasn't present when Alana adopted Arius, he was eager to hear an update on the kitten. However, Alana's concerns about Arius' incessant mewing prompted her to contemplate returning him to the shelter or seeking professional help. It was then that the shelter employee revealed a crucial piece of information. Arius had a twin sister named Aphrodite, who had been part of the same group of cats found with him. From the moment they entered the shelter, the two siblings had been virtually inseparable. Just a few days before Alana had visited the shelter and adopted Arius, his twin sister Aphrodite had been selected by another family. This meant that when Alana met Arius, Aphrodite was on hold and kept in a separate cage to avoid confusion among visitors. Fortunately, the adoption fell through, and the shelter employee revealed that Aphrodite had been feeling down and inconsolable without her brother, mirroring Arius' behavior. Without hesitation, Alana decided to reunite the twins. She immediately got in her car and went to fetch Aphrodite from the shelter. Upon bringing her home, Arius and Aphrodite were overjoyed to be reunited, and they now live happily and peacefully in their forever home with Alana and Cisco, their canine companion who now has not one, but two feline siblings to love and cuddle with.